Welcome to the Endless Entrepreneurs YouTube channel. My name is Luke Henson. I am an eBay seller, a real estate investor, and I also consult in the corporate finance world. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you stopping in. And if you're returning, I appreciate the support as always. Per the title, each month I like to do a little wrap up of how I did on eBay, what sales looked like, how they compared to my goals that I set for myself this year, what went well, what didn't. And talk through just kind of goals. So quarter one's over, right? So quarter one's over. We got quarter two coming up. We're charging into quarter two right now. Easter, we just finished up Easter, so kind of set the stage. Got the little holiday, got probably a little extra time to work on your business. And just kind of getting excited, looking at results, looking at things that are going well, not going well, looking at ways to adjust. So hopefully this will be helpful to you. We'll go through kind of all the different components that I like to measure. And sorry for the shaky table here. I have like an improvised table here in my office. All right, let me just see who's in the chat. We are live, so I will be interacting with the audience here. If you're re-watching later at a later time, you can always replay to see the comments. Now YouTube has made those available. All right. I'm going to just jump right in and share my screen here as people are starting to filter in. Let's see what we got here. All right. See if you guys should be able to see my screen now. And I'm going to start with eBay itself. So I have this pre-filtered, and so you can see the date field. This is my eBay account. I have March 1st to March 31st. So that was the month of March. Down a 1.5, basically 1.5% compared to this 31-day period prior to this. March was a really strong month to start. I was on pace through like 18 days of the month to have my best month ever. And then the back half of the month, like I went to Vegas in the middle of the month, and you'll see when we go through my spreadsheet. And I lost a little bit of traction because I wasn't listing for a couple of days straight. I think that really impacted it down the stretch. Still finished at just a hair under 6,000, 59.75. Again, like I do this part-time, so I still put a lot of hours in, but to do 6,000, I'm pretty happy with that. My goal this year is to ramp up to where I'm doing at least 7,000 every month. So I'm just falling a little short of that, but hope to get there this next month. So yeah, that's the reality. That's what I did. Here it is on eBay. Now I'm going to flip over to the spreadsheet. And I'm just going to go through the fields. I know a lot of you are very familiar with this, but I just want to go through it for those of you who are new and may not have seen this. This is how I personally track my business. I like to track some key indicators on a daily basis, and those are listed at the top here. I like to track how many items I list each day, how many items actually sell, what they sell for, and then that calculation to get the average sell price. That's what ASP stands for. And then I like to just keep track of how I'm sourcing, right? So how many items I'm sourcing, what the total cost I'm spending is, and what the average cost per item is. That gives me the flexibility at the end of the year. If I want to do average costing, I can do that from an accounting standpoint. I can do the average cost of all the goods I bought for the year and, the carryover my inventory from last year, or I can do actual costing, so the actual cost of goods. I'm tracking both ways this year just to see which is more advantageous when I get to the end of the year. So, in either case, that's what the spreadsheet is. I really, really, really strongly believe in tracking the daily indicators because I think that you can see trends. I know it's easy to pull together like a monthly summary, but if you're not seeing the trends that you're creating, right, from your daily actions, I think that sometimes you miss some of the key factors of your business. So that's why I really like to do the kind of this daily look. So I'm just going to flip to the chat real quick just to make sure we don't have any questions going on here. How are we doing, everyone? Looks like we're good. All right, so flip back here. So let me just talk through this real quick. You'll see the beginning of the month was weird. I didn't get any listings up these 2 days, and I honestly can't remember why. I wish I had taken some notes as to why I didn't. And I didn't get any up that day either, which is really odd. These ones make sense right here because I was in Vegas during that time. So it was a weird month. I'm not really sure what happened there. There had to have been a logical reason, but I just don't remember what it was. I try to list every day, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And you'll see like my average sell price here, it's a lot stronger. So I ended 2017 with an average sell price of 21 and some change. I think it was like 21.50-ish. My goal this year is to get up to $35 as my average sale price by the end of the year. So it's been creeping up each month. I think February I was $27.44. January was $21.82. So I jumped like 30 cents in January, not much. And then big jump in February, about $1 jump in March. So hopefully that keeps going up. And I'm really sourcing a lot smarter, so I think that's going to keep going up. So that's at least trending in the right direction. I'm hoping by June to hit that $35 mark, and then just hold that for the rest of the year. So we shall see if that happens. In either case, I fell short of my listing goal. So what I really been aiming for is to list 270 items. And I look at those goose eggs, and that's why I say, like, when I look at the individual days, it's important to kind of analyze that. Like, those really made all the difference, right? If I'm listing my 9 or 10 items on those days I missed, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. That's, let's just say 10 a day. That's 70 listings. I would have beat my listing goal, right? I would have had 295. I didn't skip those days. So that's just something to look for. Look at moving forward. Now, I am going to modify my listing goal moving forward, and I'll talk about that in a little more detail right now. I'll talk about it in more detail when I get into my Q2 goals and why. But my goal for the year, just for anyone new, I'm trying to sell. Actually, that's wrong. No, I guess it's not wrong. No, there it is. I forgot to copy the yearly for it. I only did the month, so bear with me here. So what I would like, there we go. That's better. So what I'm trying to do is sell $90,000 worth of basically clothing. So I want $90,000 of sales on eBay at a $35 average sale price. And I want to sell 2,400 items basically to do that. You back into that number. And so you can see where I'm trending on a monthly basis. I'm falling short by like $1,000 of that $7,000 per month to hit it. I'm obviously counting on some bigger months as I get into the fourth quarter. And I sold 208 items. So that means I really only netted plus 17 items to my inventory. Like, I didn't grow my business that much. And when I say grow my business, I really look at how many more items am I listing than I'm selling. That to me is a sign of how well I'm growing. It's kind of rudimentary and isn't the full factor, right? Because the value of the inventory listing matters a bit more. But in general, I try to follow that logic. And so I really need to set my game up, and that's not going to be a problem moving forward due to some changes that I'm making. But I just wanted to share that and kind of be transparent about it. But those are my results for March. I'm pleased with them. I mean, I really thought that March was going to be an amazing month. But it ended up being, just fell a little short, kind of lost some steam at the end, fault of my own. So I'm going to stop sharing here for a second. Now, typically I would show some sales and stuff here, throughout the month. I'm not going to do that just because I want to talk a little more about Q1 goals and Q2 goals now. I've had a lot of changes in my business. I haven't socialized them a ton on here, and so I just want to really talk about a lot of the changes that are happening because I think that it's important. I think can add value. And I'm going to get back to doing more regular sales update videos, probably once a week. And so I'll incorporate that back in where I review 15 or 20 items that sold during that week. I'm going to definitely be getting back to more rhythm because of some of the changes I'm making. So any case, sorry, I keep rambling there. And we will do a bit of Q&A at the end. But so for Q2 goals, so a lot of the changes that I've made is I now have 2 people who are listing for me. I've been utilizing InkFrog as a workflow tool, and basically my high-level workflow, and I'm going to do some more detailed videos on this because a lot of people have asked, is once a week I meet them with multiple bins of inventory. They take them, they photograph them, they draft listings in InkFrog, they put the photos in there, and then I simply review them, make edits to the titles as necessary, or I add the price and I set it live. So right now, the capacity they're looking to do moving forward, and it may increase, but right now what they're trying to do is they're each doing 60 items a week. So that means I'm going to have 120 listings already pre-drafted for me to just edit and set live basically every single week. So, right off the top, we're looking at basically 480 listings a month that that workflow is going to produce. So I'm going to be almost doubling my listing goal. I would still like to be listing some items by myself. So I'm predominantly going to keep those as suits and blazers. And probably what I'm going to do is do all the suits and blazers myself, just because they're a lot more work. And I feel like I'm paying a piece rate right now, and I don't really want to burden them with all the extra time that goes with that. They're getting into a good groove. They're doing a great job with all the different item types. So I'm just going to try to keep the suits to myself probably. So my new listing goal per month is going to be 500. And I know it sounds low on my end because I'm only putting 20 extra there, but just in case, hey, they have to take less items in a week, something comes up, whatever. I think it's like a safe hedge, but moving forward, I think I'm going to be injecting 500 new items into my inventory, which is just significant volume, more than I've ever had before. So I'm pretty excited about that. And quick shout out, Adam Sable in the chat here, man. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. It's a good friend from upstate New York. He has quite the business for himself. I'll give the shout out for you, Adam, here. Key Branding Labs. So if anyone's in upstate New York and you're looking for some excellent marketing, specifically social media marketing, you definitely should be hitting him up. And Adam, I haven't scored the Under Armour endorsement, but it does look like it. It would be sweet. Under Armour, if you're watching, please hook me up. And maybe, Adam, you have the hookup to it. Tina just asked in the chat, I want to address it. She said, do I complete 10 listings each day from start to finish, or just put in the photos and the price? I've been putting in, those are all start to finish in March until like the last 5 days when I just started getting some of my listers doing stuff. So before I was doing about 270 usually without a problem by myself. So hopefully that answers your question. But in either case, thanks, Adam, for joining the chat. It's nice to have you in here. But really, for moving forward for Q2, I've kind of flipped the script on what I've been doing, and it's taken a long time to get here, right? Like, it's been quite a few years of me doing a lot of the grinding myself, which I appreciate, and I'm glad I did because I know the ins and outs of it, and I was able to come up with a workflow that works for me. I also had a lot of great feedback from other resellers who are utilizing InkFrog and some workflow. And it's been great because the two people who are doing listings for me are also resellers. So they also have that perspective and background on it. And my computer is about that. I'll plug it in. So 1 second, guys. A little bit of where'd it go? I knew I plugged it in, but I didn't plug it into my computer. There we go. Much better. But I'm working with resellers. So it's like, they're getting capital in exchange, basically I'm paying them piece rate. And so they're getting capital infused in their businesses while they're growing. I'm at their disposal to answer any questions they have as they grow their business. And then it's helping me out as well. So I think it's really like a win-win relationship. And hopefully in the future, I'll be able to have more and more people helping that way. Because honestly, like if sourcing is my only constraint, I can figure out the sourcing part if I have people who are doing listings for me. So DJ just made a really interesting comment, and it's not even interesting because it's one I've made myself. As I said, I'm OCD. Having someone else doing eBay for me would probably drive me crazy. And it's funny because I was the same way. This is why it's exactly why it's taken so long for me to like give up some control. And I really just got to the point where it was like, I only have so many minutes in the day. And you'll notice like I've started vlogging every day, and I'm trying to get back into more video content. And, like I really enjoy that. And the problem was me doing everything myself all the time. I was sacrificing that time. I wasn't able to devote as much as I wanted to it. And so this is really allowing me to grow still and do some of those other things that I really enjoy. So I totally understand and can relate to that though, DJ. I mean, that was me for, 3 years now. And Edward just brought up another interesting point. He said, I hope that fulfillment by eBay happens. And that's a really interesting, that's a whole different conversation. And I'm looking forward to see more developments from eBay on that. I mean, it's about time is what I'll say, is that they're trying to compete a little bit with Amazon. I hope that they do their own flavor of it and don't try to replicate what Amazon's doing. I hope that they make their own spin on it and cater to a specific audience rather than to everyone. But we'll see how they do that. So in any case, I digress a little bit here. Getting back to Q2. So 500 listings a month. Going to be looking at trying to establish some more bulk buying opportunities. I've got a couple in the works right now. I've got one for about like 500 or 600 pieces that I'm talking through that might be a possibility. All new with tag stuff. Obviously, I've been working with Blue Lots and starting to get more and more stuff through them, which is going well. But that's definitely going to be a route I go, especially if having to supply 500 items basically a month to people to list. I need to make sure that I have steady supplies. Still going to be hitting all the thrift stores around here because I enjoy doing that, and there's just so much great opportunity and ROI on those items. And then also really just to keep the vlogs going. I've done 17 in a row, and I'm finding that I'm being more productive, which sounds really weird, right? I'm devoting more time to vlogging, but at the same time, I'm just getting more done in my days I'm maximizing all my minutes. It's just holding me accountable in a way I didn't really understand. And I've heard that from other people who vlog is like, you become more and more productive because you're documenting and you're putting your day and every minute under a microscope. And now that I'm doing that, it's crazy. I'm starting to see the benefits of it, and it's really exciting. Also, we really made the decision that I'm refusing to go back to being the only one doing listings. So, as I fully expect these resellers that are helping me, like they're going to get their business to a point where it's not going to make sense for them to do listings anymore. And so I'm always going to be looking to develop and replace people or add people. And, because I don't ever want to go back to that spot and I don't want to stifle them. Right. So it's something you're always thinking about, replacing people and, growing as they grow. And you don't want them to stay with you forever because you want them to grow and get their business to an awesome spot. So that's kind of state of the union and kind of where I'm at now. I'm really, really pumped for quarter two. Quarter one was fun. I had a lot of trips, a lot of things planned. Quarter two, we've got a couple trips planned. We're going to New York. My sister's graduating from college in May. We're going to San Diego in June. So we've got some really cool stuff on tap, which is exciting. And then mixing in all the other stuff with eBay growing and these things, it's great. I cannot stress enough how awesome InkFrog has been. I know there's a lot, there's some negatives to it with some of the duplicate listings that can happen and some other things, but it's like, that's just a part of the business and it's a small percentage of the time. And, to have a workflow tool for basically $28 a month that allows me to have 2 staff accounts on it. It's fantastic. So I can't compliment that software enough on how easily integrated. So somebody just asked, any decisions on shipping yet? I just went back to free shipping about a month ago and have been selling a lot at full price. And so what they're referring to is I had posted on Instagram, and another reseller had sent me a message directly on eBay basically saying, and they replied about it, but they basically were saying that my shipping costs and my rates are too high on eBay. That I'm overcharging for my lighter items, basically, was their synopsis. And to a point, I don't disagree with them, maybe. So for simplicity, I had just picked a flat rate price. So I said $6.99 for all my items that were non-shoes. Shoes, I was charging $9.99. And keep in mind, when I think of shipping, I think of it as shipping and handling. I don't think of it as just the shipping cost. And I think sometimes as resellers, when we shop, we know exactly how much it costs them to ship that, right? And so we very critically analyze how much they're charging. But the average buyer on eBay doesn't necessarily know how much it really costs to get that item to them. And most of the time, the average buyer on eBay, I'm fairly convinced, just sorts on lowest price plus shipping. So they're just looking at an all-in price anyways. So I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I think that I might scale any shirts, I might scale back to $4.99 and just keep all pants at $6.99 and blazers and stuff like that, $6.99. I'm on the fence. I might switch it just to see. I don't think it's gonna make a big deal. I'll never go back to free shipping unless eBay forces me. My bottom line is just better. Like out of the 3% returns I get or 2.5%, half of them are for does not fit. So I'm immediately not eating that shipping cost every time those come. I also think that just in general, they sell better. I don't know why. I think that the buyer sees a lower price, even though the shipping costs, I don't know. It's interesting. Like ever since I switched to paid shipping, my sales have been better. Like that's all I know. It's been like 9 months. I don't think I'll ever go back, but it's a good question. And I appreciate the feedback. I mean, there was probably 50 comments on that post on Instagram. And, one of the things I just want, like some people were like offended that they sent it through eBay. They couldn't believe they sent it. And, my thing was, maybe it probably wasn't the right place or platform for it. They probably could have just messaged me on Instagram. But at the same time, I like all feedback. Like even if I don't agree with the feedback, I can learn from it, right? Like I learned their perspective about how they viewed that item. Like that's valuable to me. So even if I don't agree with it, I don't do anything with it, it still helps me. So I appreciate that. And that's why I appreciate all the feedback I get on here. I mean, I learned so much. So someone just asked if I'm selling in the eBay guaranteed shipping program. I had signed up for it. I have been approved for it. I have not checked to see if I'm on it. I'm sure there's just a little box that's checked or something, but I do 1 business day handling. I always have. I'm not a top rated seller though. I'm not sure if you have to have a top rated seller to maintain that. And I probably will never be a top rated seller because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Some of this, the fact that the USPS not scanning my packages when I do scheduled pickups can allow me to lose that. I just am like, forget it. It's not worth my time for a little bit of discounts. I have USPS pick up all my packages for free at my front porch. I spend no time going to the post office anymore. I gain a ton of time back on my schedule. If that means that I lose top rated seller and I still keep all that time, then that's worth it to me. I think that I hit all those questions there. Hopefully I don't leave anyone out. Oh, someone just said, Tina said, thank you for answering my question. I'm planning on creating 20 listings in one day, starting 10 that day and scheduling the 10 for the other next day or day of organizing. Yeah, that's a great idea, Tina. And actually, I know a lot of resellers who will do 50 or 60 listings on the weekend and they'll schedule them out over the course of the week. I've heard and feel that they're definitely listing every day makes a big difference. That's the nice part with this Ink Frog workflow for me is like the fact that I have 60 each week. They're putting up items almost daily, once they're processing. So I'm able to just literally review and set them live, 10 or 12 a day, 10 or 15 a day, maybe 20 a day. And then the days they're not, like those are the days that I can fill in some of the items I'm listing anyways. I'm very, very anxious to see what basically doubling the amount of active listings I'm just throwing into my store is going to do for A, my sell-through, and B, just my overall sales. I've calculated it and what I'm paying. I'm taking like 6% margin hit. That's it. So like if I get to at my $28 right now, I'm taking, actually let me recalculate because now that I have my new one, it's 20, let me see, actually 28 times 5, and then that's like a, sorry, that's incorrect. I am taking about a 12% margin hit. To have 500, to basically have 480 listings a month in the new workflow, I'm taking about a 12% margin hit. I gotta believe that my sales will go up by more than 12%. That's what I'm banking on. And I've had some people ask them, like, have you done calculations, whatever. I've done high level stuff in my head. I haven't done something detailed. I just, I got to the point where I was like, I just got to try stuff. And if it doesn't work, I'll just work through it. That's what's been so great with the 2 million listings is I've been getting feedback from them, just reworking, tweaking things. And it's been going really, really well. They've just been very, very forthright about telling me something doesn't work, and they've been even suggesting stuff, and we're working together. So everyone just asks how much I'm paying. So now I'm paying $2.50 per item. So $2.50 for a complete listing that I just have to add a price and proofread. Like, to me, that's my average cost of goods is about $4.99. It's anywhere between $4.80 and $5. Like, let's just say $5 round numbers. So now my cost of goods and labor is $7.50 per item with an average sale price of $28 currently for this month. Soon to be $35. And think about that's pretty static, those costs. So as the average sale price goes up, I'm just making more money. So to have basically that plus fees and shipping, I think I'm still going to be able to pull off. I'm going to conservatively say that I'll probably be able to pull off a 40 to 42 or 43% net margin. Down from like that 50 to 55 I was enjoying. Let's just say that being that low 40s to mid 40s range. That's, to me, if it scales, right? Like if I'm able to increase sales by 25, 30% and I'm only taking a 10% margin hit or 12%, like that's a huge win. So it'll be interesting. The piece that I haven't figured out, and it's just going to have to see how it goes, is how many more pieces I'm selling and how much more time I'm putting into shipping, right? So shipping and inventory storage and organization, right? As you increase all that front end, now I'm increasing all the back end time, which I'm going to be squaring off. So all that time I was listing, some of that's going to have to go towards processing. But, I'm investing in some new inventory setup stuff. I'm really investing in the structure I need to hold that. And eventually, hopefully, my vision down the road is that I have a building or I have some place that has all my inventory, right? And not only will I have, people doing listings for me on like a, basically a contract basis. They're basically 1099, right? They're invoicing me for their services. And then I'll also have someone who maybe goes and just shows up to my building and takes care of my shipping every day. And so, eventually getting to the point where I'm just automating the sourcing piece of it, right? And, just trying to take yourself out of your business so that you can work on other things. And I've mentioned a bunch on this channel, like with real estate, right? I've got one rental off the ground. We're debating right now. We wanted to buy in late spring, early summer, like a duplex type property here, in Charlotte. The market's not great right now for it. I mean, the market's so overpriced because it's just a booming housing market right now that it's tough to find deals. And so we're at a weird spot where we don't know whether to pull the trigger, or if it's really hard to find one that makes sense right now. So we might shift gears and maybe look for short-term rental opportunities. I've mentioned, Shannon really wants a condo, that's at a beach driving distance. So we might shift to doing that. And so being able to keep taking myself out of my eBay business while it still grows is a really big priority for 2018 for me, so that I can focus on those other things. And I want to ramp up, I want to keep vlogging. It's very rewarding for me to look back at my weeks, my days. It's rewarding for my family to be able to see what we're doing down here since I don't live close to them. It's rewarding that a year from now I can look back and just see look, what were you thinking then, right? Looking at episodes and like, what were you doing? So yeah, hopefully it's helpful to you guys. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. It seems like people are enjoying the vlogs. They're definitely more selfish on my end, but I'm glad that people are enjoying them as well. And Katie Closet just said that getting their warehouse was the best thing I ever did. And yeah, I love their setup. I mean, I see a lot of stuff you post on Instagram. They have a sweet setup. I'm in a weird spot, right? Because I still do 40 hours of work full time of consulting. I have contract work. And doing this on the side. So I've had some different things to try to work around, right? I'm not available in those core hours. I have some people coming in and out and doing work. So finding different workflows has been really interesting. And I've enjoyed the challenge, right? It's been, you just kind of brainstorm and find those different avenues that works for you and works for that situation. So yeah. I know this is kind of a little rambly compared to some of my other sales ones, but I just wanted to, a lot's been changing and it's been really positive change. I want to take the time to share it with you. I've got some videos planned over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to do some Ink Frog tutorials. There's a lot of people are asking how I'm using it. So I'm going to do some tutorials on profile setups, what my workflow exactly looks like from start to finish. I'll probably go over some of just account creation stuff, some of the pitfalls to avoid, things like that. I'm going to go over. I've had a lot of requests for those. I'm going to go over some, I'm trying to think, I had a list of them. I've had a lot of requests from people. Oh, good, getting best offers. Someone asked me to kind of refresh my top clothing brands that I'm looking for while I'm outsourcing. So I'm going to do probably a top 25 of 2018 video here shortly. Because that has changed a lot, and I'm probably going to do a top 25 I don't pick up anymore video, because that's a lot of the trends. A lot of brands have flipped and fallen off lately. Someone's also asked me to do a keyword tutorial, which I think is pretty cool. So I got to come up with an idea on how to deliver that in a good way to you guys, but that's on the agenda. So yeah, those are the things. Those are things that I'm trying to do. I'm excited. This year has just been a good year. I mean, I've been figuring out a lot of stuff. I actually got my taxes just about done. Shannon's actually reviewing those for me tonight. It's nice having a CPA for a wife that she can proof the work that the other people are doing. And they were a lot more favorable than I had planned for. So that's even better. Pretty excited about that. Oh, and merch by Amazon. Sorry, that was the other thing that I've been slowly starting to chip away at. I loaded my first design. I'm going to be posting on Fiverr to get a designer, and I'm going to be experimenting with that a little bit. I just think it's good to keep multiple channels of income rolling in. Tina said it's nice to see the spreadsheet and goals because I don't have anyone in my circle who does anything like this. Yeah, well, I'm glad Tina is helpful. And someone shouted me on Instagram. They downloaded it and really enjoyed using the spreadsheet. Just so you guys know, my website is in the description below. That template's free completely. I just have it out there for anyone to use. It has 2017 on it from last year. You can just change the dates and update the dates in there. But it's totally free. Just go to the resource page, download it. There's a couple other spreadsheets for free in there. Feel free to use them, guys. I think I have a sample P&L template. Get yourself organized, because I think tracking that stuff is really important. And there's no reason to reinvent the wheel when those spreadsheets are there. I did not get a warehouse. I wasn't planning to get a warehouse, Fresh Fam, not yet anyways. That's definitely in the distant future. I don't think that'll be a 2018 thing. Maybe a 2019 goal to get some small type of property like that. All right, guys. I don't see any other questions rolling in. It's 10 o'clock. I still have to ship, edit the vlog, and I'd like to get some sleep tonight. I am dying from CrossFit. We just had our 5th fundamentals class of CrossFit. It was awesome. We have another one tomorrow, and then we get to do classes. So we get to actually jump into the live classes. So pretty excited. It's nice being able to work out with Shannon. And these are pretty intense stuff, so it's been really enjoyable. Wow. Huge. Wow. Zena just gave a $25 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That was incredibly generous of you. And she just said thank you for the value that you've added to the eBay community. I'm glad that I'm able to add any value at all, because the amount of value that I've taken from this community that's helped my business, it's the least I can do is give some value back. I'm super appreciative of that, though. That's incredibly generous of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am on that note, actually. So again, I'm trying to ramp up more tutorial videos for everyone. I think that it's important to keep those in the forefront, right? And have those available to people. This business evolves so fast. New technologies happen, new settings happen, new workflows happen. People find new shortcuts. I think that's one of the reasons I really enjoy, which is formerly was 10K on the Bay Chris, but now he's called Daily Refinement. He's rebranded. But he just does a lot of practical tutorial type stuff. Like I've used a lot of his videos for very simple things. I mean, he just put out a video on setting up filters in your Gmail, right? For all the different eBay notification things to put them in, like little simple things like that can save you so much time. And I find so much value in the small short tutorial videos. And I'm going to experiment with the Instagram medium. I haven't done that enough. Doing some short videos that can go on Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube. So I am going to focus a lot more on that in Q2. But I really, really can't thank you enough for that super chat. That's incredibly, incredibly generous of you. Any other questions you guys want to have I can take for you guys, or just any encouragements you guys have, any exciting things that have happened? I like hearing how were sales for Q1 for you guys? I've heard from a lot of people that they had really strong Marches, that March was a great, great month. I'm a little nervous. I think summer slowdown is going to show its head here pretty soon. I think in April, May timeframe. If I recall, last year is when it bit me. I'm hoping I've diversified enough that it's not going to hit me as hard, but I still feel like it's going to hit me a little bit. I don't see anything coming in, guys, so I might wrap up here. Definitely hit me on Instagram. I'm trying to get more active on there. That's the quickest way to get an answer to any of your questions. Just direct message me on there. Also, any Charlotte resellers, Saturday is going to be a big sourcing day for me. I'm probably going to hit a lot of Goodwills while I'm out and about. I may post while I'm out. If I'm in an area for lunch, if anyone's around that area wants to meet up or grab lunch, would love to do that. It's nice meeting other resellers out there while we're out and about sourcing. Carlos just asked, how can you know the fabric type from Mark Schaffner? So Hart Schaffner Marks, I think is what you're saying, is the brand. If you don't know the fabric, I usually can tell from the feel. If I'm unsure, I usually go with wool blend because that usually will cover it. I don't have a lot of great advice for you. If you can find the model number, look up the model number on their website and it should have it. If you can't find the model number, then I would go with feel and probably I would go with a blend. So someone just said, tell Shannon to make more appearances in the vlog. You two are too cute. I will definitely tell her. She likes to make her guest cameos in there. She's very entertaining. She keeps me on my toes. Rebecca said she had a good sales this week. That's great. And so Lionel just said, I'm a new seller. 1 month in, sold 26 items, have 210 listings so far. Any advice to sell more? Wow, after 1 month to have 210 listings up, that's fantastic. That's a lot of hustle right there. Great job. My tips to you is just to make sure that you're, as much time as you're spending listing, that you're spending time learning the things to source, right? So that you're continually sourcing better and smarter every single day. Spend 30 minutes watching a haul video, or what's better, actually, spend 30 minutes watching a what's sold video from someone. in the niche that you're selling in. Spend 30 minutes in your sold listings in eBay searching for items between $50 and $100 just to start learning new brands. Once you start seeing them and register them in your mind, you just get better and better at sourcing. I mean, I still spend time looking at the sold listings on eBay. One of the things that I'm sourcing a lot more of is women's clothing, because one of my listers has a really great setup for women's clothing. So I've been learning more and more brands. I've been learning more about the keywords. So I'm spending a lot of time researching that so that when I go out sourcing, I can recognize those quickly. Even 4.5, 5 years of serious selling in here, I'm still spending time on the sold listings. So gotta definitely recommend that. Tina said, be sure to spend some time outside on nice days for vitamin D. You seem tired and may need some sunshine. Yeah, so definitely, first of all, so definitely like me outside. We had softball on Tuesday. I'll be golfing a lot more now that we got some friends who golf here in Charlotte. There will be a lot of sunshine for me. We are big pool people when the weather breaks, so that's never an issue. As far as the tired goes, I've been sleeping the most. I've slept in a long time in 2018, so sleep is not an issue. I look tired all the time. I've had these dark circles since I was like a baby, I swear. And having the scar doesn't help either. So I really appreciate the concern, but I am sleeping plenty. And Rebecca says that running sales helps. That's great. It does for a lot of people. I personally don't run sales. I just got away from it. I just price my items where I want them. Sales do work for a lot of people though, and it can be a really good way to jumpstart your items moving for you. All right, with that, I'm going to wrap up, guys. I do have a lot to ship still. Have an awesome night. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to what's new in my business. If you have any questions or comments or even advice, if you listen to the stuff I'm going, I love hearing suggestions to keep things better and get things better. Drop them in the comments and keep sending me video ideas, guys. As you see, like I have them logged on my phone. Every time someone sends them, I type them in. I'm trying to knock those off for you guys. So especially on the tutorial side, any things you're struggling with or you haven't found good content around, send me those tutorial ideas and I'll try to knock those out for you. So have an awesome night, guys. Appreciate everyone stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk soon.